Well, the America Last faction of the Republican Party is back at it again with another go at the not amnesty immigration bill. They're calling this one the Dignity Act, and they're on X, they're on television, on talk shows, on podcasts, screaming from the rooftops, oh, this is not amnesty. This is not amnesty. This is something that we need so desperately. It's great for the American people. Read the bill. Read the bill. People don't understand, and people read the bill, and turns out, yeah, it's amnesty, and which we all knew it would be, and every bit of it is. But there are some really horrible parts of this legislation that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to take a look at what she has to say about this bill, and compare what she has to say to what's actually there in the bill, and so that we could all be informed fully and not just listen to their rhetoric on it. But before we take a look at what she has to say, I just want to thank you guys for joining me again here at the Right Side View. Hope you consider subscribing to the channel, and if you like this video, please give it a like down below. So let's take a look at what Maria Salazar, Congresswoman from Florida, has to say about the Dignity Act.
And I'm delighted that this coalition has been formed by business sectors, by pastors, by families, by community leaders, people that understand that we need to fix the laws and that we need to give a solution to those people who have been here in this country for more than 5 years, who do not have a criminal record, and who have been contributing for decades to the economy of this country. There are two entities that can make this happen: God the Father and Donald Trump. And we in Congress, we're in the middle. So that's what we're doing. 20 members of Congress, 20 members on each side, and more Congress people who would like to join us, but they say, Maria, I don't want anyone to accuse me of amnesty. What is amnesty? We do not know really what's the complete and rigorous definition of that word. If amnesty for some of our colleagues is no path to citizenship, then dignity does not have a path. It makes you pay a fine. 1% of your salary is a pretty harsh bill for those who are undocumented, but it allows them to stay and live a dignified life in the province.
All right, so that's the explanation of the Dignity Act by Maria Elvira Salazar from the state of Florida, Congresswoman. And you notice at the end, towards the end, she said that there was more colleagues who wanted to sign on to the bill, but were afraid that they were going to be accused of supporting amnesty. And she she does one of those, well, it depends on what your definition of amnesty is. If it's a pathway to citizenship, then that is not in this bill. There's no pathway to citizenship. We just want to give these people dignity and give them the opportunity to stay. So, and at the end of her statement there on that video, she defined what amnesty is to me and to the majority of us who oppose this bill and call it an amnesty bill. Amnesty is not a pathway to citizenship. Amnesty is saying you 17 to 25 million or so, depending on which number you look at, illegal aliens who are currently in this country, you're under threat at any time of deportation as it stands right now. Any bill that comes along and is passed that takes away that threat of deportation and says you can stay, you do not have to worry about being deported. We're not giving you citizenship now, but you don't have to worry about being deported. That's amnesty. That the taking away that threat of being taken out of the country, sent back to your home because you're here illegally, you take that threat away, and any possibility of any future presidents deporting these people, that is amnesty. And I saw an interview with Salazar from 2025 on ABC, where she was talking about this bill. And again, she reiterated, there's no pathway to citizenship in this bill. We just want, want dignity and all this. And then she says some legislator down the road can pass a pathway to citizenship bill. And Charlie Kirk commented on that statement when she had said that she let the cat out of the bag. That's what this is. It's incremental citizenship for 17 to 25 million illegal aliens in this country. That's a huge amount of people to add to the citizenry of the United States. And that's their goal. They don't want to just give these people dignity and allow them to stay for a while. They want them to be citizens, to be voters, and to be competitors for jobs and for housing and all the other things, and drive up the prices everywhere in this country, because you have another 17 to 25 million people that are legally out there competing for these things. So Brandon Gill is a congressman from the state of Texas, and he's been what I see as the most vocal right now fighting against this bill that's coming out. And they've kind of there's kind of been a war of words between him and Salazar on X. But here is Brandon Gill on Laura Ingram's Angle show, and he says it pretty clearly. And I like this guy.
Of course. You know, the people who are actually living in fear are the Americans who are sending their kids to schools that are flooded by fentanyl because of our open borders and because of what illegal aliens have done. The people who are living in fear are the Americans who can't put food on the table because their wages have been suppressed because of illegal aliens who are in this country, or who have lost their jobs altogether. And those are the people that we ought to be looking out for. Those are the Americans that we represent. We don't represent illegal aliens. We represent American citizens. Those are the people whose interests we should be pursuing, not amnesty bills like this. Illegal aliens are not in the shadows. They're right out in the open. They're transforming our communities, tearing our social fabric apart, and absolutely undermining the economic independence of American citizens.
Yeah, so Brandon Gill hit the nail on the head. The guy's a great America First congressman out of Texas, and he hit the nail on the head. And he's right about the drugs and the crime, and we don't need to be finding ways, more ways to keep these people here, or making it harder to deport these people. We need to make that process even easier than we have it now. So over at the Federalist, there's an article with some points about this bill that's being proposed. Some of the more outrageous parts of this bill that just blow your mind to think that they think they could get this through and are trying to get this through. And it's just amazing. So the first part of this is student loan forgiveness for lawyers who provide legal services to illegals. According to a section-by-section analysis of the Dignity Act by Salazar and Veronica Escobar, Democrat from Texas, who is a co-sponsor, the legislation creates a special loan forgiveness program for lawyers who provide legal services to illegal aliens at humanitarian campuses. Humanitarian campuses would be new facilities where illegals get processed. Lawyers who complete 4 years of full-time service get 75% of their outstanding law school loans forgiven. In other words, Americans will have to pay for lawyers to keep illegal aliens here. And not only pay lawyers to keep illegal aliens here, we'll also pay off 3/4 of their student loan debt from law school. And I looked it up, and the average cost of law school is about $200,000, give or take. And so 3/4 of that, about 160 grand, 150, 160 grand, depending on the law school, will be on the backs of the taxpayers of the United States. So we have to pay for the majority of these loans, school loans, for these lawyers who work with illegal aliens to help the illegal aliens stay in the United States. So just a crazy, unbelievable portion of that bill. Another one is the importation of illegal aliens who had already been deported. So in this section, for those who have been deported, and it says since 2017, on or after the 20th, January 20th, 2017. And it goes on about physically continuous presence in the United States. I don't know how they ever can establish that, but these people will have an opportunity to apply to come back. So we're going to bring people back that we've already deported or who have voluntarily deported themselves. We're going to bring them back. Come on, come on back. The 17 to 25 million illegal aliens that we have right now, that's not enough. We need more. So the millions that have been deported since 2017, they have an opportunity to come back. So this is this great bill that she's trying to tell us is great for the American people. It's great for the workers of America. Ridiculous. There's an exemption for FICA taxes in this bill, Social Security and Medicare payroll taxes. It does halt deportations. So there will be a halt of all deportations. And if someone is an illegal alien is deemed to not qualify for this Dignity Act, they can then appeal for judicial review to have their case looked at, which will take years and years for that judicial review process to occur. So effectively, they're here to stay. There is a green card provision in here for those under the age of 18, which will essentially give them a free pass right on through to a green card and citizenship in the United States. And then the last one I think is egregious as well. Illegals with DUI or DWI convictions can stay. So there's a provision in this bill, doesn't specifically say DWI or DUI, but it does talk about misdemeanor traffic violations will not disqualify somebody from this dignity program. So, and which many times first-time DWI or DUI offenses are misdemeanors in a lot of states. And DAs, especially the Soros DAs, they look to charge or plea out cases that will not impact a person's, if it's an illegal alien, it won't impact their immigration status. So if it means they won't be deported, that's what they'll charge or plea to. So this illegal alien can stay in the country. And we had that in a story in a video that I did a few weeks ago, or a week ago, with a couple of illegal alien criminals who killed a man and were given a sweetheart plea deal by the DA in Fairfax County, Virginia. And part of his MO, and he actually puts on his website, that he looks to plea and charge an individual in a way that it won't impact his immigration status. So it's just insane what we got going on in this country. Going back to the first of these, where the student loan forgiveness, where she talks about this lady that wrote this article, humanitarian campuses. So part of this bill as well is to the building of up to 3 facilities in South America where those who are seeking asylum could go and be pre-processed in these facilities before coming into the United States, again, at taxpayer expense. This stuff, why are we always the ones that get slammed and buried to help illegal aliens who should not be here in the first place? And these people come in, and they're in the millions in this country, and it's no wonder that housing prices have gone up and food prices, and you can't get doctor's appointments in a timely manner. The emergency rooms are always packed. It's out of control. And we elected Donald Trump to deport, for mass deportation. We did not elect Donald Trump and a Republican Congress for amnesty and to find ways to keep these people here. That's not what we want. They need to go. They need to get in line. If they want to be citizens, they need to do it the right way. They can't skip line and come in and expect to be handed everything, which they have been up until now. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys, for this video. Appreciate you hanging out with me and watching it. If you like the video, please click the like button below, and please subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.